is to build a concrete staircase that will supplement and then ultimately replace the switchback staircase that surfers and beachgoers use now. Scientists have been collecting these surface water samples pretty much in this exact same spot for the last 100 years. Then they put the samples into bottles over here, and then they record the findings on this graph. You can see it goes back all the way to 1916. Steve has been working since voting night to take down sign after sign. That's according to a list released by Niche.com that shows the 2018 best cities for millennials. San Diego was only ranked number 44. And if you're wondering what number 1 is, it's right here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Police say the robbery happened over here near 63rd Street. The suspect then allegedly ran down Montezuma and jumped into a neighbor's backyard, making students around here nervous. As you can see, not quite enough snow here in Mount Laguna to go tubing, but if you're wondering if it's worth the drive, there's at least enough to make a snowball. The carousel is one of the fastest in the United States. That's the most travelers this area has seen since the year 2005. The reason? The booming economy is making people feel like they have more money for gas and vacations. These 3 people are still on the loose, and as the sun beats down on Alpine, business owners set up a no parking zone in front of their property. All you have to do is register through their app called Scoot Scoop. Parents wanted to know why the change in the learning format was happening now, so I took their concerns to the school district to get answers. And when you're choosing your fruits and veggies, what's most important to your microbiome health is variety, making the old saying true that you should eat the rainbow. Use virtual reality to teach teens how to look out for sex trafficking signs. Sights and sounds help them know what to look for. Even if you can't get down to Guatemala, there's still a lot of things that you can do to help these victims. The World Cup. Now, we know a lot of you don't have cable anymore, and that's okay. Luckily, you can always download the NBC7 mobile app. As long as the doctor is able to get a biopsy of the cancer cells, he can use this approach. Take these live breast cancer cells, for example, in this microscope. They'll be treating them outside the body, making sure that the cancer cells die before giving the medication to the patients. It's the same car that was in the Iron Man movies, over $200,000. And it's also one of the fastest cars here. It can go from 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Fishing is a favorite hobby for some around San Diego. But you could be illegally poaching without knowing it.
I had no clue.
It's against the law to take any animals or even shells off the beach, from Diamond Street in Pacific Beach up to Palomar Avenue in La Jolla.
This is one of 11 marine protected areas in San Diego County. And in this reserve, any take of any living or non-living marine resource is illegal.
If it's illegal, then they need to be fined.
Anyone caught illegally poaching in these waters could face up to a $1,000 fine for every animal they have. Activists are trying to make that a $40,000 fine.
Fish and crustaceans, even sand and other resources, rocks, all that stuff is a very important part of the marine habitat. But it's important that we protect really every aspect of that.
Over the summer, Governor Jerry Brown passed laws to crack down on illegal poaching.
There's got to be rules to protect the environment, protect wildlife.
Go to Red Lobster, buy a damn, buy one legally.
Danielle Radin, NBC7.
It's all about women empowerment.
Just strolling through the exhibit hall at Comic-Con, you can see it. More booths, bags, and banners displaying strong women.
The panels I'm able to go to this year versus the first year I came are so incredible. Like, I'm going to one on the importance of women in comics and like body diversity.
People we talked to in San Diego agree the influence of the Me Too movement can be felt at Comic-Con this year.
There's more cosplay of women, there's more merchandise of female characters.
Whether it's women dressing up in outfits once reserved for men.
This is actually, lady version of one of my favorite boy characters.
Or taking pictures with female cosplayers at the convention center.
One gentleman earlier actually asked permission before putting his arm around us, which is kind of new, and I liked that.
Even the Metro Transit system is on board, passing out these collectible trolley tickets.
You can get them at the transit store.
Not only do all 4 collectors' passes feature women, they were also designed by women.
They were inspired by the Me Too movement, female empowerment, so yeah, these are really cool.
It's nice to get a little bit more respect.
Danielle Radin, NBC7. You may have heard of the dating term ghosting. It's when you hang out with someone once or twice and then you never hear from them again. They essentially become a ghost. Well, now employers say that's moved from the romantic world into the workplace.
We've experienced professional ghosting in terms of an offer being put on the table and the candidate essentially disappearing.
Markayla Comfort, a recruiter in Barrio Logan, says people accept the job, then just never show up. And much like dating, workplace ghosting leaves you wondering.
Was it me? Was it something I said? You just can't help but take it personally.
In fact, her firm has now changed their recruiting process to avoid potential ghosting from candidates.
We have more touch points now with all of our applicants, more interviews.
Dr. Jay Finkelman is a business psychology professor. He says it happens the most when job seekers have multiple offers.
They have so many opportunities that no one employer is particularly significant to them, and they just don't perceive the need to keep people in their pipeline in much the same way that in dating behavior.
Dr. Finkelman has also seen lately people who take the job and then just never show up on the first day of work.
Maintain a high level of contact and essentially be getting psychological commitment at each step along the way, up to and including the morning that someone is supposed to start.
And Comfort says when it comes to being a job candidate, just be candid.
If you're leaning towards a no with a potential employer, a simple, concise answer is all that we really need.
Danielle Radin, NBC7.